Welcome to the first episode of Lyme Diaries. I'm Ari, and this is my mom, Deanne. And today we're going to be talking about what it's like to have an invisible disease.
So, Aria, why do you say that Lyme disease is an invisible disease?
Well, no one can tell that I have Lyme disease. No one can tell on the outside. There's no difference on the outside that I have Lyme disease.
So you look like you're fine and normal, but you're not feeling fine. There's a lot of bad stuff going on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what's it feel like, say, if you go into a class and people don't know you have Lyme? What's it feel like when you walk in and it's invisible to them?
Well, it's just where, if someone walks into a class who has a bruise or something like that, then the other people in the class would be like, "Oh, are you okay? You have a bruise. That's so sad." But then when I walk into the class, they don't know that I have Lyme disease, and they can't tell, so then they're just like, "Hey, Aria," and they don't say, "Are you okay?" or anything, because they don't know I have Lyme disease. And then sometimes I tell them, and then they just don't know or understand what it is, so they don't,
like they don't respond or say, "Oh, are you okay?" Yeah. You don't get that comfort that you're hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, yeah, it's true. Like if someone walks in, like they've got a splint on their leg, or they're coughing and they've got a cold,
or like a wheelchair,
or well, yeah, that's pretty obvious. Or they bruise their finger. It's pretty obvious, right? Because they can see it. Everyone can see it.
Yeah.
And every time it seems like you go out in public, a person goes out in public, someone's saying something about their health, about how bad they feel.
And it just makes me mad every single time because they have no idea what I'm doing, and then all these other people are complaining about what they have, and it's noticeable, but no one can tell what I'm feeling. So.
And I'm guessing what you're feeling is way, 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 way worse than what they're feeling.
Most of the time.
And most of the time. Yeah. So that makes you mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, so what are some of the symptoms that you're feeling? Like, say you're at that class and you're walking in, you got Lyme disease, but no one can tell. What are some things going on in the inside that you wish people knew you were feeling?
Well, I have joint pain a lot of the time, or all the time, and it's just really hurting. All the time, my joints are just like burning off. It's hurting so much, and I always have big headaches and feel really weak sometimes, where I can't even stand up. And there's a lot of other stuff too, but we're not going to go into it that much today.
Yeah, I mean, there are 50 or more symptoms that you experience on a daily basis. Yeah. But yeah, just those few that you talked about, right? Like the joint pain.
The joint pain is a big one.
Yeah, so say you go into class and, you say, "Oh, I got joint pain." Well, what that really means is a lot of things, doesn't it? It means that it hurts to walk, it hurts to stand, it hurts to get up, it hurts to sit in one position for very long, right? It hurts to bend. If the teacher wants you to write something, your wrist hurts for holding a pencil or typing, right? It hurts if you don't have a padded cushion. You've got 13 different spots in your body that, tender spots that all have joint pain going on. And what was another one you mentioned? You said weak?
Yeah.
So if you're feeling weak, then your blood pressure's going down, you feel like you can't get up, you're feeling dizzy, right?
Yeah, and it's really frustrating when people don't know all that. And I just wish that something changed, I had some noticeable symptoms on the outside that people could know, so then they just know and feel more understanding.
Yeah, right. And even say your headaches, you have headaches and people might think, "Oh, yeah, headache," but this is humongous brain crushing migraine type headaches almost all the time, right? And you talked about brain fog. I know you've talked to me about what happens there.
With the brain fog, it feels like it's brain fog. So it just feels like there's all this stuff that's stuck inside my brain, and it's making me not able to think, and it's just covering up all my brain. And then when that happens, I really can't think. I just need to lay in bed all day.
Yeah. So with the brain fog, say you're at a class, the teacher may be talking, and then the brain's hearing the words, but not able to respond or make the connection until later, and the teacher's already on a new topic.
Yeah.
And then you're having to listen, and you're trying to, follow what's going on, and the brain's just not, even things like trying to find where the bathroom is, you might not remember where it is because your short-term memory is affected, or trying to remember, what room am I supposed to go to for this, or what person am I in with this group working on, all those things, the brain's not doing what it's supposed to do because it's so busy with the Lyme.
Mhm.
So that makes it hard, right?
Yeah.
So all that's happening, and it just looks like, on the outside, it just looks like Aria, and they're like, Aria, come on, let's go do this, or it's your turn for that, or,
Yeah.
whatever. So, very frustrating. So what do you wish that people would do? Like, say they knew you had Lyme, and they knew how horrible you're feeling on the inside. How do you wish people would respond to you or talk to you?
Well, I just wish that they would be, I guess, more understanding. They would just be like, "Oh, how are you doing today, Aria?" or something like that, like they do for other people who have like bruises
Yeah.
or more, because mine is more severe than a bruise.
More severe than a bruise. Very true. Much more. So what are some ways that we can make Lyme disease visible? I mean, it isn't visible on the outside, but do you do something sometimes to make it visible?
Yeah, I do. I wear some t-shirts. You might have already mentioned this, but we wear some t-shirt. I wear a t-shirt where it says, "I'm not Superwoman, but I'm battling Lyme disease, so close enough." And some people ask about that shirt, and they're like, "Oh, you're battling Lyme disease? I didn't know that." So that's cool.
That's super cool, right? And they might not know exactly what that means, but sometimes they'll go home and then look it up online or ask their parents, and it starts the education process, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool. Wow.
So,
That covers it for today, huh?
yeah. See you next time on Lyme Diaries. Bye-bye.